Many people spend a lot of time asking themselves the question, who am I? But very few realize that the answer isn't just found in personality tests or life achievements. It is something deeper. Your needs, your values, and your beliefs. These three things form the foundation of your identity. And when they're in alignment, life feels more meaningful. And when they're not, you can feel lost, stuck, or like you're living someone else's life. So let's start with your needs. We all have them. Emotional needs like love, connection, safety, respect. Psychological needs like purpose, autonomy, and belonging. And when these needs are met, we feel secure, regulated, capable of showing up as our full selves. But when these needs are unmet, especially early in life, they don't just disappear. We carry them, and they show up in the ways we relate to others, in how we treat ourselves, and in the beliefs we form about who we are. For example, if as a child you didn't feel emotionally safe or accepted, you might have developed a belief that you had to earn love by being perfect or pleasing. That belief might still be running in the background, influencing how you show up at work, how you show up in relationships, and even how you talk to yourself. That's how unmet needs turn into belief systems. Now, values are different. Values are about what matters to you and what you want to stand for. Maybe you value honesty, kindness, freedom, creativity, or stability. When you live in alignment with your values, you tend to feel proud of who you are. There's a sense of integrity there. But here's the challenge. When your needs haven't been met or your beliefs are limiting, you might actually go against your values just to feel safe. Let's say you really value authenticity, but deep down you believe that being yourself will get you rejected. That belief will override your value. You might hold back, you might people please instead, you might play small or hide parts of yourself, not because you don't care about authenticity, but because your nervous system is wired to protect you. That's why so many people end up living out of alignment, not because they're inauthentic, but because they're afraid, because their needs weren't met and their beliefs were shaped by fear or a need for survival growing up. It's all connected. Needs drive behavior, beliefs shape perception, values guide intention, and identity is how you see yourself, is the result of all three interacting in real time. When somebody says, I don't know who I am, what they often mean is, I've spent so much time surviving, pleasing others or chasing what I thought I should do, that I never learned how to listen to what I actually need or value. And the longer that misalignment goes on, the more it chips away at your sense of self. And here's where self-limiting beliefs make things even harder. These beliefs are often unconscious. They're formed when we're young and emotionally vulnerable, and they tend to sound like things like, I'm not good enough, I can't trust anyone, I don't matter, and if I show the real me, I'll simply be rejected. The dangerous thing about self-limiting beliefs is they don't show up as opinions. They show up as truth. They shape the way we see ourselves. They shape what we think is possible. And they shape our behavior in very real ways. So even if you have powerful values, and even if you're aware of what you need, those limiting beliefs can keep you from honoring either one. So how does all this relate to your identity? Well, think of your identity as a structure. Needs are the foundation, values are the frame, and beliefs are the walls and windows. They shape how you view the world and how the world sees you. If that structure is solid and aligned, you feel strong, clear, and purposeful. If the foundation is cracked, unmet needs, if the frame is bent, compromised values, and if the walls are distorted, limiting beliefs, then the whole structure starts to feel, I guess, unstable. You start second guessing who you are. You feel like you're just reacting to life instead of living your life. And here's the thing, you can't build a strong identity on top of unmet needs and false beliefs, at least not one that will hold up when life gets tough or you're under stress. That's why alignment matters so much. When your needs are being met in healthy, sustainable ways, when your values are known and lived out day to day, and when your beliefs are rooted in truth and possibility instead of fear and shame, you begin to experience yourself differently. You're not just functioning, you're thriving. You're choosing your life instead of being driven by old patterns from childhood. So what can you do if you're feeling out of alignment? Well, start with awareness. Ask yourself, what needs of mine have gone unmet? And how have I tried to meet them? Maybe in ways that aren't working anymore. Then ask, well, what do I truly value? Not what I was taught to value, but what actually feels right to me. And finally, what beliefs about myself have been running the show, and are they even true? This work isn't always easy. It can be uncomfortable. You may have to, I guess, unlearn things you thought were facts about yourself, but I promise you what's on the other side of that discomfort is clarity. It's a form of freedom, and it's a stronger sense of self than you've ever had before. You are not your unmet needs. You are not your limiting beliefs. You are the person underneath all of that, waiting to live in alignment, not just survive. If this resonates with you, take a moment today to get still and listen inward. What do I need? What do I value? What beliefs are no longer serving me? That's how you start to rebuild your identity from the inside out. And if you'd like help discovering your sense of self, get in touch. Visit my website and book a free discovery call, and let's see what's possible.